My school was sports mad, and every year we would get the sports premium. I would always be excited about the possibilities and the things that we could do. But after a little while, and after implementing our curriculum, providing CPD for our staff, resourcing the department, it becomes very difficult to consider how best to spend that money and how to make it impact. So how are you going to spend your sports premium? In this short video, I'm going to introduce the PE Subject Leadership Toolkit and show you how your PE leader could be using an iPad or tablet to capture and evaluate all of the great work that you do. It's about using a little bit of the sports premium funding to develop leadership and to secure an accurate overview of your PE provision. It comes with 3 leadership CPD webinars throughout the year, showing your leader how to use an iPad or tablet to capture and evaluate, and helping you to secure sustainable PE leadership. So here's how it works. As we head into the classroom with our iPad, we've got one of 2 different frameworks. One is a snapshot, one is a more detailed lesson visit. It's designed with simple lines of inquiry and prompts. We're either commending good practice, or there's an opportunity to give a suggestion, collaborate, or an idea. I really like the way that the children have responsibilities and contribute to setting up the lesson. Full stop. Really nice and efficient, which is what it needs to be, because quite often our PE leaders are busy. They've got class responsibilities or other subject areas too. So using the voice type, which is the button next to your space bar, we can capture our thoughts nice and quickly. And then think about the pedagogy and the subject knowledge, which is something we've more than likely developed. We're going to look at the impact here and think about the acquisition and application of skills in the lesson. We're going to think about the holistic development. So we're going to think about things like teamwork, resilience, and communication. So 4 simple lines of inquiry, which gives everybody a nice common language, nice and clear, good structure, and some consistency in school. We're also going to think about taking pictures, so we could take photos to spotlight great learning, but more importantly, we're going to think about using video. So 20-second clips, so we can build a database to showcase the learning and the impact of the sports premium, and to help staff. What we're going to be doing is populating the dashboard and helping your leader to build a secure overview of standards, and to help you too, as a head teacher, to be able to see those insights as well. So we can see everything that's taking place with some statistical analysis, so we can start to plan strategically. We can use AI to learn more as well. And as we start to look at the reports that we've done over here, we can start to drill down and find out a little bit more. This is helpful for being able to know what standards look like in Key Stage 2. We can see the insights and the lesson visits with ballpark figures, which are there for school improvement purposes. So this is where it's not standalone and we're building up a picture over time. We can click in and see each visit, so we can work nice and intuitively and provide feedback too. The strategic analysis with a quality of education report, so we can see the context on each line of inquiry and the outcomes over all time, and then on this occasion too. And then we can take all of that away in a report. So a nice simple report. First and foremost, we can email this directly to our colleague afterwards, and this is the staff feedback report. So this is just really nicely framed to be able to share insights. There's no judgments on here. It's just really designed to be able to structure, so it's very thorough, incorporates the lines of inquiry, and then just drops in nice and simply the feedback as well. So we can start to think about a more strategic report, which we can share with different leaders, so we can use it for different purposes. And down here you can see we can look at each line of inquiry. We can now use our AI assistant on the dashboard, and we create a summary of this report, or we can go onto the dashboard and create a summary of the whole of the PE provision, and we can look at strengths and areas for development. We can also tailor the suggestion, the instruction, for different audiences too. I can see what my skill set looks like in PE across the school. I can see where the best practice is, and I can see where there are opportunities to provide support. We can then use the gallery then to see all of the learning. So if we start to use the tags that we've added to the videos and photos, really fantastic for being able to use in staff meetings, for governors to be able to use. And I think it's a good example of the impact, not to mention being a really practical resource. for staff to learn more about PE across the wider school and the expectations in each class. The first session, as we move down, will be the introduction and getting your staff ready, so showing them how to use the system, an introduction to it, helping them to be able to capture and evaluate, and again looking at some of these critical areas here and starting to build up that overview. As we start to get into session 2 in the spring term, we can start to think a little bit more about what the dashboard and the data is saying, populating the gallery and thinking about how best to use those insights that come into the system. And by the time we get to the summer term, we can think about the reporting there for stakeholders, and also being able to identify areas for improvement for the next school year. But we think it's a great time to be able to get ready. Your subscription will run from September to September, but we're happy to get you all set up and ready before then, because we think it's better if you can get set up, have a little go, enjoy the system, go for a nice summer holiday, and then hit the ground running in September.